good learning environment is a place that supports children as active learners. It is a place that allows them to play and explore freely and safely. So the physical environment is very important. Your workspace, its contents and its arrangement should support safe play and exploration. And it should offer children materials that are varied and plentiful and that are easily accessible throughout the day. And just as important is the work that you do as a carer. By using the physical environment in ways that support active learning, you will be helping to create a learning environment that allows children to progress naturally and fully. In this section of the video, we are going to look in more detail at the learning environment. We will look at it from the point of view of infants and toddlers at different stages of development. And we will be suggesting ways of making the most of its potential for active learning. Right from the very beginning, infants are aware of the world around them. They can pick things out from surroundings and focus on those that interest them. They are already actively seeking new experiences and exploring objects with their eyes, mouths, hands and feet. But since they're not able to move around the room yet, their learning environment is restricted to whatever is in their immediate area. So they rely on you to create a learning environment that is within their range and that is appropriate to their needs. There are many things you can do to enhance their learning environment. By creating multi-level areas, you can sit and hold infants and play on their level. Make the floor interesting and inviting by creating different levels and providing things to explore. Soft places like quilts and cushions are good for exploring textures and sensations safely.
Daniel? The teddies are going round and round.
Mobiles are fun to look at and are visually stimulating.
Round and round and round.
Young children are sensitive to colour. Constant exposure to bright, saturated colours can be too much for them. So when you are choosing your colour schemes, go for variety and try to reflect the different needs and moods of babies. With a clear view of the room around them, they will have a greater variety of things to look at. So keep unnecessary obstructions out of the way. Children find it comforting and calming to have familiar things from home, that they feel attached to and that they can really call their own. Edward, like most infants at this age, will do a lot of exploring right down at floor level. He needs interesting things at this level to look at. You are also an interesting object for them to explore, so let them. This treasure basket lets Oliver explore different kinds of shapes and textures in his own way. Propped up on a ring or a wedge, he has a much better view of what is going on around him. As you spend time with them, you make them feel valued, especially if you are relaxed and unhurried. This gives the infant the message that spending time with them is important to you. From 8 months to 18 months, infants are becoming increasingly mobile and independent. At this stage, their main concern is exploration. So the learning environment should allow them the space and opportunities to follow their exploring instincts independently, and it should provide plenty of interesting things for them to explore in safety. At this stage, they love things that produce sound, loud sounds and quiet sounds. The textures that we all take for granted are new and exciting to toddlers. So give them opportunities to experience many different types of texture. They love things that they can really get their hands into. And the sensations they get from playing with water. Things that they can set in motion, introduce them to principles like cause and effect. Children learn so much by sensory exploration, by seeing, touching and hearing, and even from smelling and tasting.
Kieran, should we keep this and show this to Daddy?
By creating an area where you can show things they have made, like drawings, paintings and sculptures, they can share their work with their peers and with adults. This makes them feel that their work is valued and enhances their self-esteem. Young children enjoy using items from the real world. By providing family photos and other authentic items from home, you will be reflecting their home lives in the learning environment and celebrating the uniqueness of their background and culture. An enormous amount of their energy and enthusiasm goes into perfecting the art of walking. By 18 months, most will have mastered it. This represents a big leap in their development, but it will only have been achieved gradually. So keep this in mind when you are laying out your workspace, especially for large motor activities. Create a variety of levels using steps and wedges that will offer them small, safe challenges. This will also help to give them a variety of views and landscapes to explore. Sturdy furniture is best. It will not topple over if they use it to pull themselves up. And safety generally has always got to be at the back of your mind. You have to strike the right balance between allowing them their freedom and preventing them from injuring themselves. The next stages on from the crawlers, cruisers and walkers are the doers and testers. Doers and testers are aged from around 18 months to about 3 years old. Doers are increasingly independent. Their play is becoming more independent of adults, and they are beginning to make decisions and choices for themselves. Testers are testing out the effects of their actions on the world around them, on people, objects and situations. They have a lengthening attention span, and they are capable of planning an activity.
In the quiet area, and what are you going to do in the quiet area? Read a book. Have you got a book?
And following their plan through to a conclusion.
Oh, can't he get out? Is that why he's got a sad face?
Hello children, we're going to do our planning time now so that you can go and see what you want to play with. And in here, we've got lots of different things from our different areas that we've got. Shall we have a look?
For doers and testers, the learning environment is a place in which they get the support they need to make choices for themselves. But despite their growing desire for independence, doers and testers still need the security that comes from you supporting them, particularly by entering their play appropriately and being patient with them. Doers and testers are brimming with energy. They need the time and space to express themselves through physical activity. Growing bodies need exercise. Children at this stage should have the opportunities to exercise their large muscle groups throughout the day, every day. Again, safety is an important consideration. The energetic activities of doers and testers can spill over into other areas, so use physical barriers for protection. Exercise can be done indoors or outdoors. The outdoor learning environment should offer children the same breadth of learning experience as the indoor learning environment.
Right, Frankie, where are we going to drive to in our new car?
To London.
To London.
The outdoor environment should provide a good variety of open-ended materials. There should be opportunities for children to play alone or in small groups.
He's splashing. Oh, look what Jed's doing. He's swishing it all about in the puddle.
And children need your support outside, just as much as they do inside.
Put it on your face too.
Oh, is that one? Oh, is that a mirror? Let's see what it looks like. It's lovely, isn't it?
You can put your hat on. Now,
Role play is learning through pretending. Most children love to pretend, so role playing gives them enormous pleasure. It also gives them a variety of valuable learning experiences.
Uh-oh, where's my dinner?
Role play allows them to rehearse in a protected environment situations they will encounter for real later on. It also develops language and social skills and reflects their everyday experiences. Open-ended materials lend themselves to many interpretations and can be used in lots of different ways.
We've got potatoes and carrots.
Here, Francesca has decided that these pine cones are potatoes and carrots. On another day, she might imagine them to be something completely different. Open-ended materials are ideal for this sort of imaginative and symbolic play.
I think I have a fork as well, please, Frankie.
By putting materials away at the end of the activity, Francesca is becoming familiar with where things are stored and where they can be found in the future. This is the first step to understanding the find, use, return cycle. Doers and testers need a comfortable place to sit, relax and chat with their peers. At this stage, they are becoming increasingly aware of other children and the need to build relationships with them. So they need time and space to socialise and develop social skills.
Hello?
This section has looked at some of the elements that make a good learning environment for children under 3. We've looked at the physical environment and how it provides a foundation for active learning. And we've highlighted the importance of your role as a carer to support children as active learners and so create the complete learning environment.